On the edge of the North York Moors lies the picturesque town of Kirby Moorside, home to auctioneer Angus Ashworth.
150 it is, good quality stuff, Yorkshire stuff, that's what we like.
With the help of his team and his family,
Goodness, can't even lift it.
Angus has been running his auction house for more than a decade.
Fitting.
When he's not on his rostrum, he's clearing cluttered homes.
Goodness, has all this come out of that cupboard?
Finding unwanted items to go under his gavel.
Love this. It's funky, isn't it?
It is absolutely ghastly.
It's little things like that that just make my job enjoyable.
Using his expert knowledge, he uncovers hidden gems.
This is really nice.
There's a bit of Yorkshire wherever you go in the world. Yorkshire!
And discovers valuable heirlooms.
Bit dusty, not the best day to wear a white shirt maybe.
Back at the sale room, he turns these forgotten treasures
£2,200.
into incredible windfalls of cash. It's all go at Kirby Moorside.
Estimate on that is 40 to 80.
Angus and his 19-strong team are busy sorting through antiques for the next sale. But Angus's mum Caroline has uncovered some ancient history of a different sort.
I thought you'd be amused by that.
Oh my goodness. He's not really lost his looks though, has he?
Well, that's debatable. And 30 years, and there you are. This one, his personality was there then, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can see that,
Cheeky
yeah.
grin and the cloth cap.
People's possessions and the memories wrapped up in them are at the heart of everything Angus does.
It's not always about a full clearance. Sometimes it's a partial collection to get people ready for the next step. And it's making sure that the client's happy with what we're taking, but also what we're leaving.
Today's job is a partial clear out, but one that's big enough to merit a 5-hour drive to the East Neuk of Fife in Scotland. Plenty of time to brief Pete and Andy, Angus's clearance team, following behind.
What is the job then?
I think it's the usual case. Mum and Dad have been the family storage facility.
Yeah.
There's a bit of all sorts. Big Beatrix Potter collection.
Right.
You're going to be wrapping hedgehogs and squirrels all day long.
All
Rabbits.
In Fife, Wendy, with help from long-term partner Neil, is clearing 3 generations' worth of family clutter from their home.
Most of these things belong to my family. We seem to be the focal dumping area for anything you don't want. So it's finally come to the stage where I can hardly get anything up the attic of my own.
Much of the stuff owned by Wendy's grown-up children was packed into the attic. But in preparation for the big clear-out, they've sorted through it downstairs, where it now covers nearly every surface.
We've had lots of laughs, we've found things that I didn't realise were up there, and we've had lots of memories brought back. So it's actually been lovely from that respect.
Angus and the lads are here. Time to see just what's in store.
Hello, Angus.
Hi.
Hello, you all right?
Yes. Do you like to come inside?
Thank you.
In you go.
And you come to this room.
Wonderful room, isn't it? And I'm judging by all the photos on the wall that you've got a big family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Neil has 2 children and I have 3 children. Very much a family
Absolutely.
home.
Most of the items to be cleared were acquired when Wendy's children were young, when they picked up a passion for collecting from their Granny Isabel, Wendy's mum.
Our Granny used to phone up at the weekend and say, I'm going to a coffee morning, who's coming with me? Or she would be going to a jumbo sale or an antique fair. And of course, nobody came home from anything, especially my mum, without buying something.
The children built up huge collections of everything, from figurines to toy cars and fossils.
But they have gone a bit over the top, a few things.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah,
Sadly, Granny Isabel passed away 10 years ago. Wendy inherited her collections as well, adding to a house bursting at the seams. One of the largest collections is of these porcelain figurines.
What a huge collection of Beatrix Potter.
The girls from a very early age, they used to get them for their birthday and Christmas. Ornaments haven't been out their boxes for 20 years.
Wow.
The author and illustrator Beatrix Potter's charming animal characters were first made famous in her hugely popular book, The Tale of Peter Rabbit, published in 1902.
There's quite a legacy, you know, from Beatrix Potter. The figures, they're between £5 and £15 a piece. However, some are a bit rarer than others. And you've got, this is Duchess.
Duchess.
Of course, if you're familiar with the books, you'll know the story of Duchess and the Pie. And it is a bit rarer. This one will be about £30 to £50. Now, if Duchess had a bouquet of flowers, it would have been £400 to £600.
Which would have been lovely.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't see a Duchess and flowers. I mean, among all the ones that are there. But nevertheless, it's still a fantastic collection. It really is. And I'm sure we can find some people that are going to love them.
Yes.
With over 150 Beatrix Potter figures to sell, these much-loved characters should prove valuable. Angus has only scratched the surface of this family's treasure trove.
Welcome to the master bedroom.
It's lovely, isn't it? What a lovely room. And this desk and all this going.
Yes, it is.
Always.
I like that. But the thing that really catches my eye, I have to ask about these because this is my interest.
Yes.
The medals. Are these anything to do with the family or?
No, they're not. They're Stephen's. His granny used to collect anything she could. And she collected medals and he got left some when she died.
This is the World War I pair, so the War Medal and the Victory Medal, which were sort of the standard two. Now, the interesting bit is this bronze plaque, a memorial plaque, or people call them a death penny, and it's out of bronze, and everybody that died in service, their family would have been sent one of these with their name on.
Really?
So it's quite nice that they've kept together, because sometimes over the years they get split up.
Separated.
So quite a fascinating
That's very interesting, isn't it?
group of
Yes.
medals, and I can see there's more there, and there's all First World War. So I think really I need to get Pete and Andy in, and we need to get packing up and loading the vans.
Great.
Brilliant.
Lovely.
Excellent.
Pete and Andy get started, removing the largest items first.
Has he made you carry the heavy bits? No, I just beat into it.
And Angus keeps hunting for more of the family's forgotten gems.
What have we got here? You never know what you can find in these boxes. Well, there's no mistaking where we are, is there? Bagpipes. Look at that. You look at the craftsmanship, and it's really nice turned hardwood pipes on it there. We've got the leather bag. Might see if we can have a go when we get back at the sale room. That's really quite something, isn't it? It's not the sort of thing I get every day. We don't have a lot of bagpipes in Yorkshire, but nevertheless, lovely things.
As the lads wrap the never-ending small and delicate items, Angus has unearthed one last box of delights.
Nearly every house we go into, you find an old tin with some coins in, and we have to go through it. We're looking through here. We've got some Georgian coinage, some Victorian, one here, 1797 cartwheel penny. And this one here very worn and smooth, but that is Elizabeth I. So very, very early coin there. And these were hammered, they're known as hammered coins. So that's a nice early coin. And then we spot that one. The star in the box of all of this, all these interesting coins, is that one. 1889, a Victorian full sovereign. In the current market, 250 to 350 pounds. Tucked away in a little tin like that, so it always pays to root through the coinage.
Angus's keen eye has found treasure. The sovereigns made of solid gold, Queen Victoria on one side and St George and the Dragon on the reverse.
I mean, the clock's running and there's a lot of work packing smalls up, so it's going to take time, it's going to be a late finish.
To help speed things on, Angus has stepped in to help the lads wrap the family's lovingly collected figurines.
It'll be dark by the time we get done painting it.
It'll be all right.
We've got some extra money.
Yes, indeed.
After weeks of hard graft emptying their attic, Wendy and Neil are happy to let the lads take over.
Cheers
So cheers.
to the future.
A decluttered future.
It's been a long but productive day. One last push before Angus and the lads can head south.
I think there's going to be a few interesting finds in here. There's boxes and boxes of boxed up stuff that we haven't even opened, so until we get back to the sale room, we don't even know what's in them.
Finally, it's time for Angus to reveal to Wendy and Neil their newly decluttered home.
And come in your bedroom, or should I say, dancing room.
That's fantastic.
No, it has given a lot more space.
Oh, that's so lovely. No clutter at all.
I'll show you the rest of the house.
Right.
Yeah, let me lead on.
Okie dokie.
Brilliant.
Come on through.
Oh my goodness.
Your sunroom.
Oh,
What a space. What a space. Haven't seen this for many years.
this is heaven. This is lovely.
I mean, I suppose the mission now really is to put your own stamp on it before the children get in and the grandchildren and start filling it up.
We do.
And we will.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful day. But I'm going to hit the road and we'll get back and we'll see you on auction day.
Thank you so
Many
much.
thanks. There we go, Donna.
Look,
Well done.
lovely.
Yeah.
Smash it.
In Kirby Moorside, North Yorkshire, it's all hands on deck to research and catalogue each item from Wendy and Neil's declutter. Angus's mum Caroline is helping sort through the toys and games once treasured in childhood.
What do you think to that, eh?
Weems Piggy.
Yeah. A modern Weems piggy. We've got a lot of animals, actually.
What, from this job?
Yeah. Been in a little village in Fife, not far from Weems, actually.
Oh, right.
Yeah. This lovely giant piggy. And it comes from very famous Scottish pottery, Weems or Weemsware, founded in the 19th century, become iconic, particularly the pigs. And this one's not going to do a huge amount, 40 to 60 pounds, because it's relatively modern. But some Weems piggies can make a lot of money. If it's from the 19th century, turn of the century, and it's an unusual pattern, they can do well into the thousands. As well as all these animals. Are you ready? Hey!
Oh, hobby horses. Well, you all had those.
And
Oh, and the rocking horse.
big rocking horse. Look at that.
That's
good, isn't
lovely.
it?
That is nice.
Lovely bit of craftsmanship, all handmade, and they became hugely popular thanks to Queen Victoria, who was a massive fan, particularly of the dapple grey. People love them, whether it's childhood nostalgia or just as a great decorative piece.
Auction day. It's all go as staff make the final preparations, including sale room manager Jeremy.
If you can't get excited on auction morning, you're in the wrong business. Because this is what everybody's working for throughout the whole 2-week cycle. So for me, the best day in the fortnight. Absolutely love it.
The sale's going well.
It's great.
You do feed off that energy, and
when the internet's lighting up,
Yeah.
you've got a room full of people. It's great, isn't it?
I mean, you can tell when I'm having a good sale, start jumping around a bit
You
more.
do. Yeah, you do. You need to watch. When you get to my age, you don't jump around a lot. You know?
Angus has plenty to be excited about when it comes to Wendy and Neil's lots.
They've got some great items and a real mix. The medals, they're going to sell well. All the Beatrix Potter, we've got the horses. It's not often we get bagpipes here in Yorkshire, and I think they might actually sail away. We've had a lot of interest on the internet, so I think they could be the star of the show.
Wendy and Neil have arrived from Scotland.
The Beatrix Potter. They were Dorothy's and they're Christopher's.
A last chance to look over once treasured possessions lovingly collected by her mother and children.
What do we have?
There we go.
But the bagpipes.
Oh,
30
yeah.
years locked in away in a box, and now
Yeah.
I'm maybe going to go to a new home.
Well
These
done.
made some racket when they got played anyway. We put Stephen in the field behind the house with the bagpipes because he
I can
made
believe that.
away from anybody in the village.
After the initial relief of clearing their home of clutter, the reality of letting go is proving emotional.
You know what? It's really quite hard.
I can
Really?
understand that. All this is a snapshot of different chapters in your life, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, years and years of memories. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
But it's, yeah.
It's good.
It's progression of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Be happy, Donna. Be happy.
65, fresh bid at 65, it is then at 65. Gonna sell then.
As Angus works his way through other lots, auction clerks Emma and George feed him online bids. Mark and Jeremy take bids via phone, and Harriet covers porter duties. Wendy's family items are up now. First, one collection of very old coins split into 5 lots.
There we go, Elizabeth I, another silver coinage there. £100. The Victorian sovereign there, 1889, straight in. 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280, 290, 300. 300 it is then at 320, 340, 360. 360 it is now. Yeah, I'm going to sell away the Victorian sovereign at £360. Off to a good start.
An incredible amount for coins stashed in a box for decades. Next, Wendy's mum's well-preserved World War I trio of medals.
We're getting on to the good stuff now, aren't we? There we go, the medals, great group there. I can open at 140, 150, 160. 160 it is now, 180, 180 it is at £180, 190, 200, 210, 210 it is, 210, 230, commissions out, gavels up at 230. 0058, thank you, 230.
Yeah.
Sold to a private collector in Sussex. Now for a modern example of classic Scottish ceramics.
The Weems pottery, the giant Weems pig. 25 it is. At £25, who wouldn't want a piggy? At £25, somebody give him a home. At 25, surely, any advance? At £25.
Next, the beloved Beatrix Potter figurines. One of 20 lots, this particular group has had a flurry of pre-sale interest. Several have a gold-backed stamp, which identifies them as rarer and more collectible.
Now, this is what you've all been waiting for, the Beatrix Potter. 80 it is, 90, £90 at 95, 95, 100, 110, 110, 120, 130, 140, 170, 180, 190, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 300, 320, 460 it is, 480, 480, £500 bid, 500 it is, 520, 520 it is. We're all done, gavel is up at 520.
Yeah, well
Thank you
done.
very much.
Thank you.
A whopping £420 over estimate for this lot, sold online to a private collector in the UK. And another firm favourite with children.
£100 for the rocking horse at £100, £120 at £120 at £120, £130. Well worth this, isn't it? At £130, £140, anywhere is it now? £130 it is. I'm selling then at £130.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And last, the Scottish lot Angus is convinced will be a runaway success.
The bagpipes there we go. Anybody going to give us a rendition? No. Right, there we go. 100, 200, 300, 400, 420 it is. 420, 440 on the phone. £420 it is for the bagpipes at 420.
The bagpipes won't be returning to Scotland. Instead, they'll be winging their way to a new home in Northern Ireland.
£420. You're right there.
Yeah.
You look like you're going to fall over.
Yeah. All good value.
Yeah, very good value.
Yes, absolutely.
Their auction's all over. It's time to reveal to Wendy and Neil, after fees and commission are paid, just what their decades-old collection has fetched.
How was that for you?
That was great. We really enjoyed it. Really.
A few good results in among it. Seemed to be the bagpipes were the star of the show.
Goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much were you hoping to raise?
We had hoped maybe £2,000.
Yes.
So if I said you were walking away with 4,328,
No.
you'd be happy.
Never. That's
It's amazing how it adds
fantastic.
up. You know, £50 here, 40 there. You soon tots up.
I can't believe that. I really can't. I can't believe that. Really.
It's been an absolute pleasure, and it's been lovely coming up to see your lovely home. And you take care of yourselves.
Right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Cheerio now.
Thank you. Some of the Beatrix butter went for really a good amount.
Yeah.
Really pleased at that. And the girls will be pleased as well.
Oh, everybody's going to be pleased.
Yes.
Wendy and Neil plan to split the auction proceeds with the family. A fitting legacy from Granny Isabel.
They've got over double what they were hoping to get, and it just goes to show, you know, you never know what's in a loft or in a house, and those little bits that one person doesn't value, somebody else can really value.
A new day brings a new clearance.
You're right, Andy?
Yeah, not bad.
Grand. We've got a good little local job down the road. So want to give a peek up? We'll get cracking.
Will do. Let's go then.
Angus, Pete and Andy are heading out in both vans to a village only 6 miles from the sale room.
Nice local one for us today, lads.
Is that where we're going?
Nunnington.
Oh, right, okay, that is local.
They've got stuff that they've, you know, picked up on their travels, and
Right.
so it'd be interesting. Yeah, I just thought I'd take you to the pub.
Nice one.
No, seriously, we're off to the old Royal Oak.
Right, okay.
It's no longer a pub, though.
The former public house is now closed and on the market. And owners, mother and daughter, Jill and Abby, need Angus's help to start clearing the property ahead of sale.
Oh, hi, Angus.
You all right?
Yes, thanks. Are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
Come on in. Nice to see you on a wet day.
I know, yeah. It's a little bit early for me, though.
I'm sorry, it's the pub with no beer.
Oh, the pub with no beer. But it's fantastic, isn't it? All these old beams.
I know. Well, it's a couple of 100 years old, and but we need to declutter now, so we need your help.
Okay, excellent. So you sort of downsizing, or?
Yeah, well, you know, we put the pub on the market. It's a bit big for us.
Do you know where you're moving to yet, or is it?
We don't, because
We haven't sold yet.
we haven't
Okay.
sold yet. It might take a while.
So probably initially it's a bit of a thin out, and then potentially maybe down the line you know, when you know where you're getting to, you'll have a better idea.
I mean, there's certain things definitely
We need to get rid of.
we need to get rid of.
The whole family, Jill, Abby and Abby's partner Andy, ran the Royal Oak together for 3 years. It was a popular pub serving the local community. But the family suffered a tragedy when Andy had a serious accident.
One day he'd gone home and he'd fallen down the stairs at his brother's house and had severe brain damage. He was in a coma for like 8 months and he never got better. The night that it happened, the doctor said to me, oh, he's not going to make it, and even if he does, he's not going to be the same guy, ever. There's always that hope, isn't there, that they're going to pull through and people are like, miracles will happen, but yeah, it didn't happen.
The devastating loss left Abby and her daughter Jessie reeling.
He was like her dad. He was the absolute, they were they had the most amazing relationship, didn't they? I mean, he was the light of her life.
The tragedy tipped Jill and Abby's hand, and after years of struggling to make the pub into a viable business, they ceased trading.
I didn't want to close the pub, you know.
It was your dream job.
It was my dream job, and I absolutely adored it. I was devastated. I really did not want to shut the pub.
Now Jill and Abby are getting ready for a brand new start.
You just don't know what's around the corner, do you? So you've got to try and just live life and just be happy and make the most of everything, because, you know, tomorrow that could be gone.
Although it may be a while before they move, now is the time to start clearing the packed property of things the family have acquired over the years. Many of which Jill collected in her years of working in the hospitality trade, both in the UK and abroad.
I know it's going to be a bit sad to let some things go, so I'm letting go now things I'm not too sentimental about. They're just little mementos of where we've been, you know. Maybe I bought that in France and that in Italy, or... No, I do need to declutter, I agree with you.
Yes, time to let things go.
Sort of.
I can see we might have a little bit of a challenge on our hands, but...
yeah, you will.
The family also need to clear items from the Royal Oaks days as a working pub.
Okay, so the ceramic hand pulls, all with the hunting scenes on, but the foxes, the one with the foxes on, they're quite collectible, I've heard.
Yeah, people collect all of Uriana, and you know what's nice is these are the older fronts, the cast metal ones rather than the newer ones, which are a bit.
Yeah, they're not very good, and they don't stay on when you put them on anyway.
It's my dad's favourite, that one.
Yeah, it's a good bit.
But it could be a belt buckle, couldn't it?
So that's a big belt buckle. There's a load of keys here, but this great collection up there look fantastic.
We inherited those.
Yeah.
Here with the pub.
There's some nice early ones in there, actually. They're really quite collectible, so they'll definitely be of real interest.
Yeah,
So.
I've got one somewhere that's actually a corkscrew, I think.
Well, I can't wait to see the rest of the house. You can't miss the bar billiards, can we?
No, well, we bought that especially, because we wanted a games room.
But that was well used, that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
great.
it's
Still
a
works.
great game, great game.
Well, it's nice to see the traditional bar billiards as opposed to what, most people.
Snooker.
It's a much older game. I mean, it started really in the 15th, 16th century with the French and Russian aristocracy playing it. It was a very wealthy game to play.
Yeah.
And then it really came to Britain in the 1930s.
Well, I'm told it's a good one. It's a Thomas Padmore. It's a vintage one. And, it would go in a home.
Brilliant. Well, I best go get the lads in and we'll make a start.
Andy and Pete's first job is tackling the bar billiards table.
Right, have you got it?
And while they get going, Angus takes a closer look at some objects that have caught his eye.
I mean, the great thing about this house is everywhere you look, there's items. I mean, look at this cabinet full of all sorts. And one thing that jumps out at me is this little fella. So it's these little acrobats. They look sort of Japanese in style. Now, quite often, these bone items are referred to as prisoner of war items because it was a common thing in the Napoleonic era. French prisoner of war, they would make things and bones out of their meal and things like that and keep them, they'd carve into things. This, with it being more Japanese-type figures, is probably later in date, maybe even Second World War. I think that's just an absolute joy. And it's just different and quirky. And things that are different and quirky sell.
As the lads remove some outdoor items, Angus has spied something else interesting in the grounds of the former pub.
I mean, they're great. What a load of flagons. Unfortunately, some of them got some big chips off them. They'd probably go as a group.
Yeah.
But really quite nice. Some people collect them. Quite often people turn them into lamps and things like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes Angus clears a house from top to bottom, but this job requires a different approach.
At this stage, it is just a thinning out because they don't want to empty the property too much. It's on the market to sell, so they don't want it empty and they're still living in it. It gives them some space to sort some more items, and as yet, they don't know where they're going to be living, so it's part of the process.
Things happen. Right, as far as you can, but don't fall over.
Well, it's quite satisfying just stood here watching out the window, isn't it? I always find it's best to stay out their way when they're doing the big heavy stuff. We'll stay here and watch from the window.
Okay.
The last bits have been loaded onto the van, and it's time for Jill and Abby to see the now sparsely furnished rooms for the first time.
It's empty, isn't it?
It's very empty.
I'll have to fill it up again.
No, we're finally getting rid of everything. It's so good. Look, feel that.
One of you seems quite happy and one of you seems like it's starting to hit home that...
Well, it hasn't really sunk in yet, but obviously now seeing it empty, I realise it's all gone. Oh dear.
It's a big step, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, because this used to be the bar, so always busy and...
Yeah, it would have been, totally busy.
Oh, well, Angus.
Seemed a bit strange being empty.
Good strange, isn't it, Mum?
Yeah. Well,
Isn't it?
if you say so.
First step, isn't it?
Yeah. First step, and we'll see what comes next.
Yeah.
And we will see you on auction day. I'm sure we'll have a good day.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Not enough to sell.
It's a short journey back to Rydale for the team after helping Jill and Abby thin out their belongings. With the auction only days away, Andy and Pete get straight on with unloading.
We need them gargoyles out, don't we? Oh, God. It's that heavy polystyrene again.
Angus is keen to show his mum Caroline some of the more unusual pieces he found at the former pub.
Careful with these. They've survived over 2,000 years, Mum. Don't you break them. Antiquities, no less.
Yes. Roman.
Quite possibly, or earlier.
Yes.
Do you know what they're known as?
Are they death anointment?
Sort of tear catchers.
Oh.
The story goes that his mourners would catch their tears and
Yes.
place these in the tomb as a mark of respect. Now, that's been disputed over the years, but they still carry the name tear catchers.
And are they valuable?
Well, the sad thing is that
Relics aren't.
In the
No.
grand scheme of things, that they're not. 50 to £100 maybe a bit more, but interesting nevertheless. So
Yes.
it's a good, interesting, mixed little job. Bit of all sorts. Huge collection of old keys.
These are nice. Some of these are early. Oh, they're lovely, those.
It's an eclectic collection to catalogue, including the outdoor lot the lads found in the pub's grounds.
As soon as I pulled up at Abby and Jill's, I clocked these. I was like, oh, it was lovely. I saw one at first and loved it, and then when I found out there was four, I got a little bit excited. And they probably represent the four seasons. Architectural antiques is massive business now. And these are lovely. These corbels, so a corbel would have sat on top of a pillar or on a framework, so you might have had building on the top of it. And these probably look like they fitted on a corner, part of a bigger structure. But what's great about these is, one, the condition. Two, these are carved sandstone, really good. They've got a bit of age to them. They're probably 19th century, but they haven't lost the features. So I think value-wise, you know, you've got to take into account there's a set of 4. I think we're £800 to £1,200 the set.
It's auction day, and Jill and Abby have 56 lots going under the hammer. Since the clearance, the sale room team's research has identified one more star item, which is already attracting attention.
This lot in particular I think is going to do really well. We've had loads of pre-sale interest in it. These Blanc de Chine figures, we've got a phone line booked on them, we've had loads of inquiries, so I think they might be in for a few results today. Oriental ceramics are particularly popular at the moment. One of the famous ones is Blanc de Chine, which basically means white china. Blanc de Chine has been around for a long, long time. It started in the Ming dynasty in the 14th century. Jill's pieces, they're probably late 19th century in date. They're going to sell very well.
Jill, Abby and her daughter Jessica haven't travelled far to get here today, so they've got time for one last look at their items before they're sold.
Oh, look, all of our beer stuff. How much do you think this will make? 10,000? Oh, the billiard table.
Well, let's hope there's a buyer for this because it's taken up a lot of space.
Had many a good game on this table.
I can't believe it's here, really. But, no, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Auction clerks Emma and Heather will be joining Angus on the rostrum to keep their eyes on the internet bids. Jeremy is on standby for phone bidders, and Andy is on porter duty today. Jill and Abby's items are next in line. The first lot is one of Angus's favourites, the 4 carved sandstone corbels.
Go straight in at £800 I have, at 800 it is. At £840 it is then, at 840. You look tempted? 860 I have. At 860 I'm selling then, at £860. Lovely. A little bit of a niche market, but they sold within estimate, so that's great. And it's always good to get a big ticket item away.
The ancient tear catchers are up next.
There we go, very interesting pieces. Hopefully we won't be filling them up today. At £210 it is, then at 210. At 220, sir, thank you. 220, 230, 240. One more, 260. Are you sure? You won't see these again. We're all done at £260 it is. At 260 he's going to kick himself. At 260, 265 he's back in. At 265, 270 you in online. I think it's going to go to you. Okay, at 265.
Gone.
Those ancient tear catchers, what lovely things to think when you hold those, all those centuries of history in your hands. I mean, it's quite incredible, and I'm delighted we got more than expected for them.
Angus also loved the Japanese-style model acrobats.
Pounds and 20, £20, 22, £22, 22, 25, £25 it is then for the juggling acrobats at £25.
The early 19th century keys are next under the gavel.
42, 5, 8, 50, 5, 60 surely, 60, 5, 70 is it now? At 75, 80 is it now? At £80 and £80, £85, at £85 for all the keys, at £85, we're all done at £85 for the keys at £85. Thank you.
The bar billiards table next. Jill's placed a £700 reserve on the item, and there's been a lot of pre-sale interest.
At 600, 620, 640, 660, 680, 700. £700 at 700. At £700. At £700 I'm going to sell at 700 for the bar billiards.
That was amazing.
It's not often that we get bar billiards tables in, and there was a lot of interest in it, and I'm really glad that it sold for a good price, and even better that it's gone to a good home.
Time now for the lot which has caused quite a pre-sale buzz, the Blanc de Chine models.
How much did you pay for them?
About £40 each.
700, 720, 720, 740, 760, 760, 780, 800. 800 on the phone. 820, it's commission at 820, 840.
Bought them at auction.
840, 860, 880.
40 years ago.
Auction.
880, 900, 920. 920, 940,
Bought one at
960.
auction, and then I bought another one 10 years later in Scotland.
960, 980, 1,000, the 1,100, 1,200, 1,250 with me, 1,300. No, 1,250 it is. £1,250 then. The gavel is up. We are selling at £1,250.
Sold to a private collector in the Netherlands. The auction's over for Jill, Abby and Jessica, and they're keen to hear how much their unusual mix of items have raised after commission and fees.
How was that for you?
Fantastic.
Really good.
No, really pleased with what you've moved for us. Yeah.
There's a few things going overseas, so
really?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, the Blanc de Chine figures.
Oh yeah. Well, I was always told they were something special.
Stoneheads did all right.
Yeah.
So I think overall we had a good result. You're going to be taking away £3,726.
Ooh.
That's not bad, is it? Did you hear that, Jess?
Well, hopefully it's helped fin out and get you ready for the house sale.
Yeah, the auction was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I had a rough idea what things were going to make, but there was a couple of nice surprises.
There was. Yeah, those little figurines, they went really well.
Yeah.
The billiard table went well, that's good. Did you enjoy it, Jess?
Brilliant.
Yeah? Good girl.
So overall, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
It was great to see 3 generations of a family, Nan, Abby and their daughter Jess. And I'm delighted we've done really well with them, because actually I think this is going to be part 1 of a much longer process. There's going to be more stuff to come out of the house and we're going to be helping them further down the line.
In Scotland, Wendy and Neil still have a surprise in store for the family and have taken extreme measures to keep the house clutter-free.
We've now put security cameras outside and we've told the children they're to make sure you don't put more stuff up our attic. We haven't told the children how much we brought in.
We're going to have a sort of a party. Each will receive an envelope.
All in all, we had a fantastic time.
Yep.
In Nunnington, Jill and Abby have postponed the pub sale to renovate an outdoor space and hopefully make the property even more attractive to buyers.
With the proceeds from the sale, we'd managed to make a start on our holiday cottage in the stable block outside. Funds came in just in time to make a start. We really enjoyed the auction and it made a lovely space, but we've still got lots more. All the empty spaces are now full for the next sale. So we'll be on to Angus for the next next clear out.
Yeah.